Hey, what's up? I'm Toad Kids. Today we're making a hyperpop beat. So this is going to be primarily Midwest breakdance Glaive for anybody else that uses soft guitars and big synthesizers. So firstly, most importantly, soft guitars. So I started the whole beat with just this acoustic part. So I started with that. I poured a bunch of reverb on it, as you can hear, and then a good amount of EQing just to carve out low frequencies because I didn't want it to get in the way of anything, but I still wanted it to seem present. Next, I layered another guitar on it, just to function as kind of a lead. I think it works pretty well. I just needed to take up more space. It doesn't have to be super organized or super clean. You can make them super organized or super clean, or you can have them just be really flowy. So I did that so that right before the drop into the big synth section, it sounds a lot more put together, composed, and full. And you can do that however you like. I played mine on a lower register of an acoustic. You can play it higher. You don't have to play it on acoustic. You don't have to play it on guitar. Just do whatever you want, whatever works for you. So next I put in drums for that guitar part. I was really modeling off of the percussion loop in Trying by Midwxst. This whole song is very Midwest inspired. It's a Midwest type beat. But I put in some more clicky, snappy, and less harsh drums, and I think they came together pretty well. So I started with a kick, much softer, much more subdued. Put in a snare with that. Really soft rim, and then just made a full drum set out of it. Alright, so next and most importantly, the massive synth basses. So I'm using Vital. You can do this with Serum or Vital or Phase Plant or Pigments. You can just use an 808 if you make a really massive one. I'm using Vital. It's free. I recommend it pretty highly. This is one of the presets I made. I modeled it off of a free preset I found online, so I recommend looking up just dubstep presets. This is not a dubstep preset anymore, but it was at one point, and now it's absolutely massive. So obviously volume warning, but like very big, very big. And that has just a bit crusher on it, and then some analog filters. I included a second bass to just bounce off of the first one. This one's also very loud, so volume warning. This one's not as complicated. It has a comb filter and some pretty minor automation, and that's my second bass. So paired together, so you can see they just kind of riff off of each other. From there I added a little lead, a chiptune lead, and you can do this however you like. I'm just arpeggiating it and then creating some pretty drastic jumps. That'll make it sound a lot faster and a lot more intense. Here's what those sound like all together. Alright, for drums, I really wanted it to sound super punchy, super in your face, but not override the synths because I really wanted that to be the main part of the song. There's a new Umru kit out on Splice, like yesterday. So I'm using snares from that. I have no affiliation with Umru, so I'm not being paid or coerced into saying that. I just think it sounds really good. On top of that, I layered some claps and some impacts, and then I put in one new umru loop, just to spice it up, add a lot of texture. I think if you put that in the background, but make sure the high end is still present, it'll add a lot of texture. Just use a random percussion loop. That is super cool. So then I put in tags, riser. I use my tag as a riser like very often.
Ethics.
I think it just sounds really good. You can do what I'm doing here. You don't have to. I just use them as tags, but they make them play a really big part in the beat. And then for the second part and kind of a chorus verse section, I included this. Just a little clap. And it makes it feel more sped up than it actually is. And then boom. Finish it on just guitar.
Ethics.
And boom, from there it's just structuring, mixing, and mastering. So here's what the final track sounds like.
Ethics.
Alright, thank you for listening, thank you for watching. This will be up on my beat store. I'll put a link in the description. If you have any requests on how to produce things, if I didn't elaborate on anything, just comment. I promise I will answer it if you ask a question. Yeah. See you later.